Image sliders are a great way to display a cycle of images, and to make one you'd want to start off by creating a div with the ID of slider in your HTML document, and inside of that div create a figure tag. Inside of the figure tag is where we'll store all of our images, so I will go ahead and create 5 image tags. Now to get our images, we can go to www.pexels.com and go ahead and search for any images of your choice. Once you have found an image you like, click download and put it into your folder of which your HTML and CSS files are stored in. Now you can either download 4 more different images or download 1 to 2 more and use the same image twice. Back into your HTML, you can now go ahead and fill in your image tags with your images. Make sure your first and last images are the same, that way when the slider resets, it looks smooth. Now the last thing you have to do is link our HTML to our CSS in the head tag. Now inside of our CSS file, we can start off by selecting our slider ID. Inside that, set the overflow to hidden. Now in a new line, we'll customize the figure tag. The first thing we want to do is set the position to relative, and then we can go ahead and set the width to 500% so you only see one image at a time. After that, we can set the margin to 0 and the left position to 0 to move everything over to the left. To actually make the slider slide, we need to create an animation and set that to 20-second slider, so it takes 20 seconds to cycle through all the images and infinite so it goes on forever. The actual creation of the slider animation will be created at the end of this video. Before we do that, we need to customize each image by doing hashtag slider, figure, and then image. So hashtag slider and then figure tag and then image. Then inside of that, set the width to 20% to scale everything down a bit and float it to the left so all the images are placed horizontally. Now the last thing you have to do is create the animation. Start off by doing add keyframe slider. Inside of that, we want to put how much it will slide for. So for 0%, the left position should be 0, and for 20%, it should also be 0. Now for 25% and 45%, the left position should be at -100%. And then for 50% and 75%, the left position should be at -200. Now for 75% and 95%, the left position should be at -300%. Finally, at 100%, the left position should be at -400%. Now, if you have a different amount of images, let's say 4, including the last repeating image, go right to the bottom of your CSS file and change the -400% value to -300%. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.